talking about me. What is this shit you got on? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I had my phone on. I just pressed the button and it was on that
This that
station.
shit he be rocking. This that shit he be fucking with.
I was listening to this for gospel.
You know what I'm saying? Well, fuck you. Just thank God for another day and another podcast, especially brought to you by The Balls. Podcast, that is. It's your man, Somerville Sleeves, and we're back again. Brother Ty, and always, my man, Militant Muthaf. All right.
I feel like if his name was like Byron, we wouldn't associate it with militant all the time.
But his name isn't Byron. His name is Brothers like Mustafa.
Now, call me Byron.
I will not. That is not what your folks' names.
Hold on, I take out my Invisalign. Get it popping. I had him in one time we did the show, and I noticed when I was watching back. She here, son. One thing about it here. Right.
Exactly, you know, niggas getting old.
Holly dead ass motherfucker.
That's all. Just trying to conserve our shit, that's all. So we're back, man.
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Back
Yeah.
and bold as shit. You understand?
Better than ever, man.
You understand? Podcast review. Fitting to go on tour. You understand?
Got some positive feedback from the last show. Had some people say they liked it. They liked the top 5 villain thing that we did, amongst other things. That was cool to hear.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes, man. You know, we're going to keep that flavor going.
A couple folks at my gig listened to it.
Yeah, but, you know, I was reminded that we forgot some of the females.
Okay, well.
Oh, you know, we live in a sexist society, so you're absolutely right. Yeah.
And I forget her name, but the lady from Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Oh, Brandy.
Brandy.
But her name is Lynn Whitfield.
Yeah, that's
Oh, you better fucking believe it. Scared the fuck out of me. Still got me shook on certain things. You don't never
gotten some mention.
Listen. Taught me at a young age.
you
Don't
did say
bullshit on I love you. Precious Monique.
Yeah,
you said Monique. Precious.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, I had to choose between Monique from Precious and Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy was way more of a villain. She tried to electrocute that nigga. Yeah. Right before I shot his ass. Whoa, shit. That told me never to say I love you before you mean that shit. Real rap.
There's a message there.
Nah, dog. Don't play them games. Shit.
But you mean it.
Exactly. That nigga looked in her face and said, I love you. Oh, yeah?
She's already crazy.
Exactly.
What you doing?
Usually
She killed the last man alive.
Exactly, man. What you mean? You don't got to work at the club no more. I buy you your own club. Oh, damn. Oh, all right. Shit. Well, let me think about that for a second, Brandy. But, yeah, you wildin'. I mean, but anyway, man.
But, yeah, that's mental illness. Speaking of mental illness.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go right into what's up with he was a local hero.
Buckets. He used to get buckets. The nigga used to get buckets. Yeah. But now he came back for the base. You understand?
Oh, no.
Delonte West.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit is sad, man.
It is, man.
Terrible.
But I had to bring it in how I got to bring it in.
You would assume you see him in that condition that you would think that nobody would be that way sober. He got to be on something, but you know, he still has the mental health
he's
issues.
Done interviews before in the past talking about his multiple personalities, and you know, each one of them is a part of him, so to speak. So I guess he didn't really have any issues with them or something of that nature. But it's just sad to see
is, man. It's a hell of a fall from grace, man.
The NBA, bad game. Homeless. I don't know if he's homeless, but I know he's been on the street.
For quite some time.
For a while.
He damn sure ain't look like somebody that had a home.
I didn't know he had a serious mental illness issue, but some people do consider homelessness a mental illness.
Yeah, I mean, mentally, it is something that, you know, has left a little bit, whereas though, you know, you just confined and don't want to try to get even being
when I say homeless, I mean actually like living like physically on the street.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Not having a permanent residence. I'm saying.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah.
On the street.
Exactly.
Not
even trying to do the shelter thing and get yourself in order. You just cool with living in a box
platform
on Broad, like on, you know, downtown and shit. Yeah, exactly, down the Orange Line and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dang.
And then they lay on that steam vent, man, and that shit'll funk up the block, man.
But, you know, it's just, and I know there's no truth to it. I can't say I know there's no truth to it. But remember, there was that rumor that he was with LeBron's mom.
It's not, what you mean there's no truth? He was bombing the shit out of Bron.
I don't know.
You
bombing.
Speculation.
You saw it?
Bombing.
But the
he
fact
texted
that,
you when he did it?
Bombing.
Right. But the fact that he would have that kind of rumor surrounding him, you know what I mean? It's kind of like something is off with this. You know what I mean? Like,
homeboy different, mad different.
Exactly. Like how you out of everybody, you was looking at my man's mom.
I know.
Shit, like
you know, or just even have that kind of rumor going around about you. Which
where
is
did it
so
come
wild.
from?
Yeah, it's
yeah, like come on, man.
Out of all
Like
the,
I wish I would. One of you niggas said, yeah, man. You know, y'all niggas was trying to holler at Sleeve's mom and shit.
Wow.
Like what? What?
I know.
They was looking at your mom like what? What I look like? Hey man, you Julia still wear them gold stockings?
It's a married woman you talk about there, brother.
Like come on, man.
Yeah, no. Thankfully in our circle,
Good
we had
Navy
to.
beans.
Damn, she made them Navy beans? You call. Ma, you made them Navy beans? Yeah, hold on, stop and tell you about them. Hey, we're so on time. What the hell? What you doing in my living room? My mama living
Get his
room?
corn liquor to Delonte. Oh, got a scrap, fam.
Yeah,
That's right.
man.
On site.
Mom, you need to sit your ass down.
Why would we dealing with this your fast ass one all over the place talking to people? Yeah, that's wild.
That's on site, nigga. Like ain't nothing even to talk about. That's one of them jokes. You just rate.
Why? What's wrong with you getting in the way of somebody else's happiness? If your mother's happy
Fuck
with
this
a,
happiness,
yeah,
Mom.
with
fuck
a
that.
friend of yours,
This can't
and
no.
he happy with her,
Stifler's mom
Right.
type shit.
let it
He's the
ride.
dentist. I'm dead everybody.
Exactly. Period. This shit way bigger than that,
I
mom.
know. Bigger than you and
Right. Cause you gonna have that time we all sitting around drinking, playing Madden, everybody got a story to tell about some pussy they just had. and
Exactly, man.
Everybody go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. You was with who? You did what?
What? Oh, okay. When was this?
Oh, y'all had a good time. And which bar is this?
Oh yeah, she wore what?
madness.
The gold slip.
Oh yeah, I remember
What
that.
You mean?
Slip.
Exactly. Oh, you know what I mean? They don't wear no fucking lingerie. They wear slips. Fucking old heads and shit. Fuck out of here. I'm cool.
Yeah, but
man.
to the
Moving
original
on,
point,
yes.
man, it's sad to see people. Like, I mean, I had a guy from my neighborhood that I guess I remember you guys remember the year that they won the championship in Germantown. After we left, I mean, nobody was more important than Snowball on that team.
Exactly.
He was from Logan and got locked up.
MVP.
Something happened to him, and now that man is just in the street.
Exactly. Like a real life.
And there's no reason for him not to be an NFL linebacker right now. I mean, he was
the terror. And he played fullback.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Craziness, man.
Yeah, that's just how I go down sometimes, man.
That's a good little segue though, because my collar at I know it's been a topic for us past couple weeks, and I ain't telling you to slow down on the turns, man.
Hitting the motherfucking corners too hard, man. Spill this motherfucking water on my motherfucking purple hoodie, man. Shit.
AB, man.
Yeah,
What's going on, man?
And the
it's
saga.
It's not funny now. Now it's like something is up. Like you can't keep having these issues.
Yeah.
Into trouble
The
like
saga
this, getting
continues.
arrested.
The saga continues. AB. This
So
nigga
now
gone, man.
he is.
Oh, man.
So the latest thing was him
He's
and
pulling like an OJ trying
like
to
a
get his
homie
stuff
of
back.
his, like beat up a delivery driver.
Exactly.
Is that right?
I thought he was I thought he had some of his belongings. Was he like a mover?
A mover.
Okay, yeah,
But
mover,
moving,
delivery driver,
but
something
because
like that.
I need my money, I moved your shit. You have to pay me
No,
for my service.
But that I don't get either. Where do they do that at? Where you pay upon like it's like a cash on delivery kind of thing. Now, usually you got to pay the mover up front.
Yeah,
No, but you can pay him half up front sometimes, and then normally half after the job done.
Or when you're an all-pro wide receiver with your
Yeah.
face all over the place, somebody's going to take your word for it and give you the benefit of the
That's
doubt
true.
and say
Yeah.
that you can pay me when you get it because I know who you are.
But
Period.
as a mover, that would seem kind of funny to me. I'm like, yo, this
Like I
guy
said,
is
man,
a
how many times you gonna
millionaire
move?
for the NFL. What do you mean you can't pay us all up front to move?
Listen, he gonna give you some highbrow dollar answers. Well, you know, I got money in stocks and here and there. You know, I'm waiting for this chicken joint to be up in Florida.
Money's tied up in oil.
And then not
Exactly.
only that, he thinking like if I get AB as a client, he might tell his people like that's
Exactly.
more high. You know
2
what I'm
months
saying?
from
It's a
now, I'm
whole
moving
business.
Le'Veon.
It's a whole thing. But like, yeah, nah, man. The thing is, he has a record now of just not paying motherfuckers, man. Like he don't be playing people, dog. It's a lot of people he owe, and this is the problem. Like they do
Yeah.
services for him, and he don't want to pay. Like you should be glad AB asked you to do some shit. Like, are you the fuck gone?
And
Like
he would say it just like that. He would use his
You
name.
should be
and the AB is even speaking your name.
exactly that you are in my presence.
Yeah.
But then,
dog.
so suppose according to the news article I was reading, so they tried to reclaim his belongings. Turns out it wasn't even his stuff that they were snatching out of the truck. It was somebody else's stuff. And then the driver was like, yo, that's not your shit. And they were like, oh, and they started throwing the boxes back in the truck. I don't know, man. It's
Didn't he get in and sock the boy though?
Supposedly him, allegedly. I don't know. We weren't there. I don't know the details.
Right.
You have to check.
Whatever happens, as a result of it, he has an ankle bracelet on.
And him and the trainer got into an altercation with the driver.
Yeah.
About, I guess the driver.
That paper.
The driver said, I guess you didn't pay me. I'm here making a delivery. I got to get paid in full. And they were like, no, you're going to just take what we gave you. If they gave him anything at that point, I don't know what kind of arrangement they worked out financially. So, I don't know. But at this point, it's all a bad look for him. This publicity isn't good publicity. It doesn't.
Yeah, man. Hey, I was thinking the last thing you would expect AB to do is be in the XFL, but now I ain't too sure. Now he might have to.
Which starts
for a
up
year or
next
something.
month or something like that.
So the beauty of the XFL from that perspective is that it's in the off season of the NFL, so he could theoretically play there, get back in good graces, and still be eligible for the upcoming NFL season if somebody's still willing to take a flyer on him. I know the XFL would, move heaven and earth to get him because his name.
Oh yeah,
and his crazy antics.
Yeah, that's maybe what the antics
and his
like
Vince McMahon's living. So hell yeah, you already know. But
me. Fucking
at this point, like he has to. It's going to take consistent days of not being an asshole to get back in, I guess, whatever graces he needs to be in. Yeah, well, you would think, but I don't know. Like, the evidence ain't looking so good so far.
A handler, or, a really good friend, somebody just like, yo, we're going to move away and just chill out.
Then you have to have the expectation of this person being listened to. Like, I get that he pays him and he's supposed to take his advice.
AB don't listen to no fucking body.
Like, man, get the fuck out of here. I should whoop your ass too.
Exactly.
Whoop your ass too.
And then he got, between he don't listen to nobody and the fact that he got nothing but yes men around his ass, I mean, it's a setup for failure.
I mean,
somebody need to show him some pictures of Chad Ochocinco and Terrell Owens and
you said pictures. He lived and saw this shit. He grew up on it.
They will get rid of you and move on.
And you won't be back.
But just like them two receivers you talking about, well, at least T.O. got the longest shit for the most part.
Well, Hall of Fame career.
You know what I'm saying? But Ochocinco, his shit.
But my point is that T.O. didn't want to stop playing when they kind of forced him.
No, exactly, and that was a wrap. Yeah, and it's been that. He's still trying to run routes right now, nigga. You're about to be 50.
Yeah, it's like you want to go out on your terms.
Which you understand, but it's very rare that something like that happens.
Right. Of course, unless you get some kind of crazy injury.
Yeah.
Other than that, you want to go out on your terms.
That brings me to something when we just mentioned T.O. about, like, it should be a life expectancy on when you want to talk grease about somebody else. Donovan McNabb made the news earlier this week for saying that T.O. is the reason why they didn't win a Super Bowl.
What?
Yeah.
The all fucking dacity.
I saw that.
The all fucking dacity. Now, mind you, we're in 2020. When we went to the Super Bowl originally, not the Super Bowl year we won Eagles, we did that shit in 2017. Fuck y'all. But anyway, 2004, when we went to the Super Bowl originally, all right, under Andy Reid and played the New England Patriots, T.O. got injured in the playoffs.
He played with a pin in his ankle
and came back and had damn near like
over 100 yards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean he cost us the Super Bowl? Are you a retard?
That's leadership.
And then in the off season, he's out there in his garage. He's doing sit-ups. He's doing push-ups.
Because he wanted his money. Man. But I forgot who brought this up. What analyst brought this up? But listen, that same year, that off season, Donovan was going out there talking about Brian Westbrook deserved to get paid. Why the fuck wouldn't you say that about Terrell Owens, who basically gave you the best season ever as a quarterback? Period. Todd Pinkston was lighting shit up because of Terrell Owens' ass. You understand what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me? But you couldn't go out there and say, pay T.O. too? Because you need that weapon.
Right.
You seen what this...
T.O. came out, he shined in that game, which makes Donovan look good.
He shined all season.
To T.O. You know what I mean? But no, exactly. That's crazy.
I remember that first Dallas game we played him. He threw that bomb deep as shit, and I forgot what cornerback he ran for the Cowboys, and then started wagging, and we knew it was on. You understand? He brought some electricity to the city. Instead,
the thing is that we all speak from a spectator's standpoint. We never will truly know the inner workings of their
one man can't break a ship. So, because I'm just like what's my man, old Club Shay, my man Shannon Sharp said. He said, Donovan, so what was the excuse when you lost to the Buccaneers? When you lost to the Panthers? You didn't have T.O. What was your excuse then? Why didn't you go to the fucking Super Bowl then?
Yeah.
All right? You had an opportunity before T.O. got there. You didn't touch a Super Bowl until this man got there. So basically, shut the fuck up and go back in your corner, man. Like, are you kidding me, dog? Like, I don't give a fuck you played there. And I know everybody say he might have been a headache off camp. I don't give a fuck about that. When he laced them up, he did what he needed to do, and obviously brought the team to a level that we got to the Super Bowl in the first year of having this motherfucker. We have been to 3 NFC championships, could never get over the hump. We had the vet get closed down on us by fucking Rondé Barber. You understand? Never gonna forget it. And who threw that pick? Excuse me, who threw that dumbass pick?
Sap was like, we heard they closing down, so we just came to collect rent.
The fuck?
Oh, man.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Spitting
are you kidding me, man? Cut it out. We lived through all that shit, B. Like, so cut it out, man.
The thing about Donovan, like, I'm not even gonna get into all the shit I don't like about him, but in terms of his, like, career, he's like the line. Like, if you did better than him, you merit serious Hall of Fame consideration.
Exactly.
If you didn't, you shouldn't even be in a conversation. But he himself should not be in. Like,
at all.
He's like, to me, him and Chris Webber are kind of like the same. Like, they're like that right there.
But
you did very good things. You had a respectable career.
Exactly. But you couldn't never get over.
I had a hard time thinking that you are
when it came, listen, because when I think of Hall of Fame, when we thinking about some of these people that we talk about in the Hall of Fame, regardless if they got a Super Bowl or not, when they claim the clutch shit, they was clutch, and they performed, they overperformed. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
He gonna be super salty when Eli get in.
Exactly.
Well, Eli, he's in with 2 rings.
Exactly. Yes. You beat Tom Brady twice.
Right. I mean,
you beat the system.
He beat the best team that was ever beaten.
Yeah.
From that perspective, because they were undefeated.
Exactly.
And they had Moss and Welker out there.
Exactly. It was just terrible out there. So yeah, like no, motherfucking Donovan.
Yeah, man. Okay. He hasn't aged gracefully at all.
He's got other issues.
Exactly. All that Campbell's soup, pussy.
He's
okay.
Sodium.
Yo, Sleeves, you brought up you sent that article about Lolo Jones.
Yes.
It's pretty interesting to me. Get your opinions on that.
Yes.
So she's saying
track star.
Her admitting that she was a virgin has kind of ruined her dating life. And this, that.
She ain't gave up the yams yet.
Because she's trying to save it for marriage.
That shit is over with, Lolo. That era over with, boo. You be throwing niggas off at the table with that. What?
Can you be in a healthy, long-term, monogamous relationship without?
Well, he can't.
Absolutely not. I need the yams.
So, human beings can get used to anything. If that's what you want, yeah, you can. I mean, it's rare in today's society, but it's not impossible.
It is impossible. If it's not impossible, then why
for you?
Nigga, it's not just me. If it was,
I'm not saying everybody can do it. I'm saying some can.
No, but look, I think there's certain other factors involved. Maybe you've had sex,
fucking nature, man.
And then something happens, and then you can't have sex anymore. Old couples do it all the time.
Man.
You said old couples,
that's
nigga.
What I'm saying. I'm saying there's other factors involved.
Now, we're just talking about the variables, man.
People,
like, for you to get all offended by it, goddamn it, man. What's all this about?
You know what I mean? I get it.
Because that's how I get on certain topics, and this is one of them fucking topics. Ain't no way in the world you gonna tell me, a man, I'm not saying from a woman perspective, go ahead, but ain't no man gonna be able to hold out withstanding that, busting that nut, if he done experienced busting that nut. Now, if he hasn't, okay, cool, I might give you that. But if he's had sex with, listen, though, I'm not going to be able to be with you in hot and heavy situations over years. We're talking about
years. Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying. We're not talking about a couple weeks, a couple months. I can rock out and grow and do all that shit with you.
Days.
You know what I'm saying?
Do that. Yeah, what you need a week.
Listen,
I'm not saying that it's the norm and that everybody could, but
I heard you saying some people probably could.
Yeah, man.
Some people could.
Like,
I just don't think it'd be that. It's that.
So if you had to do a percentage in the world right now, what's that percentile you think that could do that shit?
I don't get
I
in
don't
the
know.
world.
No,
I feel like
this is world period.
in the U.S. because
Say
different,
US,
cultures have different reasons for
Well, do
whatever.
US.
But that's
my
why they
fault.
also get married and have arranged marriages. Like people won't be dating for years.
So we'll do
they'll
this.
get married so that
That's
they
cool.
can consummate the marriage.
Exactly.
And eventually have sex.
Look,
Stuff like
I heard.
Maybe 5%.
5 years.
5%.
Oh, 5%.
Yeah. All right, that's reasonable. So look, what I was gonna say was I remember being at church, being at a sermon, and the preacher said, "I got married to reproduce." So you purposely got married so you can tell me to reproduce all you want. You got married to get the yams. So the yams could get you the reproduction because you needed it. So it didn't matter. Like back in them days, it was like you give me a kiss, we court for 3-4 months. All right.
Back in what days?
Like the 50s, 40s, like them.
Shit, man. If anybody was fucking, it was back then. Like everybody named Mama had like.
No,
my
get where
mama
I'm
was going to
going.
like 9.
No, get what? No,
But
I'm
it's
not
after
saying.
marriage,
No. That's where I'm going. I'm not talking about the popping part. I'm talking about once you got them yams or felt the titty. Hey, you gonna be my wife? Because I need them yams for life. You get what I'm saying? That's what was going on.
You felt the titty.
You know what I'm saying?
It was like, I mean, we can't really.
It's different back then.
We don't have a working knowledge of that life, man, because you had people that right after high school, it was either marriage or the military or both. And, at that point, the expectation is that you start your family.
Right,
and
yeah.
not to mention the fact that these motherfuckers didn't have cable just meant that at nighttime you ain't had nothing else better to do, so you just go and multiply. Like,
It's either that or listen to the radio.
Exactly.
yeah, right. And the radio goes
Or your
off at some
records or
point.
some shit. Or your records or something like
Your records
that.
would probably be the best bet because
You know what I'm
radio
saying?
or that black and white TV,
Exactly.
that's signing off quickly. You getting the anthem, so you ain't nothing else. Just
Mabel, put that count
right on. I'm gonna go ahead and roll up, get busy. Next thing you know, you got 17 brothers and sisters.
Exactly.
Whereas nowadays, I mean, there's just too many societal.
It's too
options.
instant. At this point in time, I think this era, especially not us. I even take it back to us.
Well, this era, like you said, there's sex everywhere.
Exactly.
They're putting temptation right in your face all the time. And it's not like temptation back in the 50s where a woman showed a leg.
Exactly.
or something like
Exactly.
that, you know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
Oh, look at her ankle.
Right.
It's like,
Like,
the
you know what I'm
woman's
saying?
essentially naked. In front.
Right.
Exactly.
Now you're seeing
it's
gangbang.
nothing.
Then
it's not-
gyrating
Exactly.
on top of that.
Exactly. Like it's nothing that you got to even think about no more. Like that shit is. You're gonna show me what the fuck you look like in
Show
5
me what
minutes
you got, little mama.
by just scrolling through a timeline.
So what's up, fellas? Should we do this real quick and then come back? Like outside? I mean, it'll only be like a minute for the cameras, but we got, the video popping.
If you didn't know, yes.
I mean, like, we ain't even got to sign off. They just won't even know. Through the beauty of editation, we just come back on and then just take the home straight.
I'd rather wrap it up so we can, once we take it down, it's down. Rebound it again.
Excuse the shit out of me. See, I tried to give you more, This motherfucker back here. I've had enough, and when I've had enough, it's enough.
No, I'm saying it's to be wrapped up now. I'm saying we can just finish the conversation, wrap the conversation up, and then once it's done, take the camera down, then we can do the other stuff.
Podcastbols live and direct. You don't get this shit on no other podcast.
Yeah, man, we blowing up.
We figured
That's
this.
how
We
you
figured
know.
this shit out on the spot. That's it.
Yeah.
I like how I said that.
That was good.
Like,
That was succinct.
You know what I'm
Very
saying?
succinct.
Exactly. It's kinetic. Listen, it is crazy because our original show back in the day, I believe, was called Kinetic Energy,
Yeah.
and that's what we provide.
What the hell?
We're the Podcastbols,
How
but
long
know
we
this.
did that?
We provide kinetic energy
Because
all day long, baby.
We didn't even, that was before Stereotronics.
Exactly.
And I feel like we was in like 30, 31 when we did that. So we was probably in our 20s when we did Kinetic Energy.
Yeah, we was.
Definitely, yeah.
We was definitely in the 20s.
Dang, we knocking on 40.
Stereotronics.
Been trying to give y'all what y'all
Stereotronics
need
the
for
theme.
years.
And it ain't-
Just coming out here trying to provide that flavor for years.
The shit ain't never gonna stop.
All right, I'm out.
We just gonna keep going. Know that shit. Podcastbols for life. We everywhere. Motherfuckers. Shit, man. They done fucked up. They done fucked up, man. We gonna get money, fellas, off this shit.